What's going on, my brothers and sisters? It's your boy Carolina David coming at you again with another video. Right now, please take the time and go to the description and follow me on TikTok. Help a brother get up to 1,000 followers. But anyway, we're going to continue on in the series from beginning to end. We're in chapter 11, which is going to be entitled The Beginning of Languages. Let's get into it.
Let's talk with Carolina David. Let's talk with Carolina David. Let's talk with Carolina David. Let's talk with Carolina David.
Well, this is chapter 11, the beginning of languages. Let's get started. Genesis chapter 11, starting at verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and dwelt there. Just to let you know, the reason why the whole earth was of one language, because they followed after their fathers, which is the sons of Noah, which the children of Noah spoke in the language of Noah. So every man and every woman was of the same language because of that notion, because of that fact. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone and slime had they for mortar. So right there, this is the beginning of your construction, because they was about to construct something to do something. Verse 4, and they said, Go to, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So that's what they was about to construct. They was about to construct the city where they was going to build a tower that could reach up to heaven. Even the men back then knew that heaven was above us. But today, since we have science, we don't believe that. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men build. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they all have one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they imagine to do. So Jesus came down, and he came down to see the city and the tower. And he saw that there was nothing to be restrained from the imaginations of men. And the reason why he said, and this is what they began to do, because he saw, like, hold up, they're really about to try to build a tower to reach into heaven. This is dangerous for them. So that's the reason why he said it like that. Because think about it. If, like right here today, we have skyscraper buildings. Yes? Now, if the skyscraper building just so happened to be destabilized, what's going to happen from the top down? People are going to fall and they're going to die. Or get, well, more than likely die. So that's why Jesus said, hey, this they begin to do is foolish in a sense. Verse 7, this is still Jesus speaking. Go to, let us go down and confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad. So right there is letting you know that Jesus said, hey, let us go down and confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So what does that mean? He's about to create languages. So the Lord scattered them abroad from there upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build that city. Right there. When he confounded the language of those men and women, right then that drove us to separate, because we couldn't understand the next man's language. So every man gathered together after their language. Therefore the name of it is called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. From there did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. Now I know a lot of people probably like, hold on, wait a minute. In the verse before that, it mentioned Babel and so on and so forth. It's just like Genesis 1 and Genesis 2. Genesis 1 mentioned the creation of everything, while Genesis 2 explained the creation of everything. This is that same thing. Genesis 10 was the generations of the sons of Noah and their family, their nations, and everything like that, and their tongue and all of that. While Genesis 11 is explaining how they went after their own language, their own tongue or whatever, because we were all once of one tongue. So now it's telling you how they went amongst their own nation or whatever like that. Verse 10, these are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood, which we know that because it mentioned it in chapter 10. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years and begat sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 530 years and begat Salah. And Arphaxad lived after he begat Salah 403 years and begat sons and daughters. So now I'm gonna just continue to read, but it's just giving you the generations of Shem, which is the youngest son, which is the one that was cursed because he revealed his father's nakedness and everything. And Salah lived 30 years and begat Eber. And Salah lived after he begat Eber 403 years and begat sons and daughters. And Eber lived 430 years and begat Peleg. And Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years and begat sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years and begat Reu. And Peleg lived after he begat Reu 209 years and begat sons and daughters. And Reu lived 230 years, so basically 32 years, and begat Serug. And Reu lived after he begat Serug 207 years and begat sons and daughters. And Serug lived 30 years and begat Nahor. And Serug lived after he begat Nahor 200 years and begat sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 9 and 20 years, so 29 years, and begat Terah. And Nahor lived after he begat Terah 119 years and begat sons and daughters. Now, I want you to see, before Terah, every man had lived, like the men lived longer than 119. So now we have gotten to where the Lord said, Jesus said in the beginning, that his spirit shall not strive with man always. So the years began to dwindle as time went on. But now we see where it got to 119. And Terah lived 70 years and begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, which Abram is Abraham, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begat Lot. So Lot is the nephew of Abraham, who went with Abraham. Well, I'm moving a little bit too far ahead. Let me slow down. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees. So in Ur of the Chaldees, I believe that's where the Chaldeans were. So with Haran dying, now we see why. I'm jumping ahead. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. And the name of Abram's wife was Sarai, which is Sarah. And the name of Nahor's wife, Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. Okay, as you can see, Nahor took him a wife, which is the daughter of Haran. That's the reason why, as we continue, when we get to Leviticus, where it showed you that you can marry basically your cousins and so on and so forth, but you couldn't marry your daughters or whatever like that because that'd be incest. Verse 30, but Sarai was barren. She had no child. And Terah took Abram, his son, and Lot, the son of Haran, his son's son, which is his grandson, and Sarah, his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there. So Abraham went with his father to Canaan, which is the land which God promised, if I'm not mistaken, unto Abraham. But Abraham followed after his father, and they went to Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. So it went back up to 205 years. And Terah died in Haran, which is named after his son, in Canaan. Anyway, that was the end of chapter 11, which is the beginning of languages. And as we can see, that it explained chapter 10 and how the nations were created, how everyone went after their own tongue and everything like that. But now, if you pay attention in the scriptures before, it said that Noah had cursed his son Shem to where he would be a servant of Japheth and Ham. And we're off of that stop. That's why a lot of us who are, children of Abraham, while we are basically servants of a lot of other people, while we have rendered servitude to people. But anyway, I'm gonna say good night, or good morning, whenever you may be watching. I love y'all, and I pray y'all have a blessed and peaceful night's rest, or have a blessed and peaceful day. Peace.